New York and wait for us there until the final starts. So this would be on me, but thank God Thierry is still here. He's gonna give you the info you need. And then we have the first goal here. Look at the movement from Mbappe. Another touch there to find that second post, just by that little touch. Other strikers would have shot after the first touch. I will give you exactly when. So overstep, up here, but he takes another step, puts it in the goal. Beautiful.
And then, Rebecca, you had him, Michael Olise. Look at that little pass. And that's what Barcola needs to do more often than not. Finish a tiny bit better. He had an opportunity earlier where he put two defenders down and he couldn't finish. But what a pass from Michael Olise between the legs of the player, and Barcola finished it. And then look at it. He's pretending to go on the right. Back on his left foot. Oof, see you later. Great run from Kylian Mbappe. Like I said, if you have two intelligent players understanding each other, that's what you get. Olise feeding Mbappe. What a combo so far.
More or less like the studio here. Three intelligent, the other one we can discuss.
Very similar, Zlatan. Oh, some Swedish fish being eaten on the metro. That's harsh. That is harsh. When you talk about Michael Olise, Thierry, you sort of exhale with love is the best way that I can describe it. It feels like he's getting better with every game. Is he, or has he always been at this exact level?
Look, first and foremost, like I talked about at the beginning of the tournament, what he does off the ball is second to none. Because people always stay with what the guy does on the ball, and usually when you're that type of guy, technical or whatnot, sometimes you forget about your defensive duty. He doesn't. He thinks about the game, the way he goes about the game. Michael is a freak. The way he sees stuff is just not the same way that others can see stuff. And if things don't happen the way he likes it to happen, sometimes he drifts a bit out of the game because he sees everything so perfectly and so quickly that if you're not on his wave, sometimes he gets a bit annoyed. But what a player, I had the privilege to coach him, is just like sometimes he was doing stuff in training and you need to hold yourself of not going like, wow. Because if not, like, you know, as a coach, you just can't do that. You talk to your assistant, you're like, did you see what he just do? And then you turn and say, oh, come on, come back. Go back, let's go, guys. No, this guy is on another planet, is just different. That's why I said at the beginning of the game, MVP will always be Kylian. Because Kylian will put numbers that nobody can do. But the most important player is Michael Olise.
Let's talk about Kylian. Talking about the numbers, Zlatan, 18 goals in 18 World Cup games. That ratio,
and
tell us about it.
And he had also most goals in the knockout stage.
Ever in history.
Rebecca, do your research. Listen, after review, I have to give you final decision, red card.
Wow! Wow! Do I have to actually leave?
But let's talk about Mbappe. He scored 2 goals today, and crazy numbers. Like Thierry said, he will always score. He's only 27. He's going to bring more goals. We said that Messi is going to score goals, but in the end, Mbappe is going to beat that record, and he's going to be the most goal scoring in... By the way, Alexi, also this is for you, my friend.
I'll take that.
If you don't behave, you're going to get red card also.
I get it. You just want us to see your watch.
So... No. Rebecca, where were we?
I had no idea, Zlatan. I think you were talking about Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Yeah.
World-class, top scorer with Messi now, and I'm going to let Alexi enjoy the moment. Tell us, because you like superstars.
I do.
We like also, but you enjoy them.
I like superstars. I like people that, and players that when all of the attention and therefore the pressure is on them, they still deliver. I like players that when they get the ball, you raise out of your seat a little bit because the potential for something magical to happen exists. And Mbappe is that type of player. He does it with a smile. You know, his first goal today, a lot of it is oftentimes with, you know, the speed and everything. But the quickness in which he went over the ball, pulled it back, that half touch that he took, and then all in one motion to be able to make the move, create this much separation, be able to see on the side, and then to put it in. I mean, that's why he is paid the big bucks, and that's why, to your point, he will be the star and the MVP, but he has lots of help.
But what I have to agree with Thierry, Olise has a split vision that the other ones don't have.
Okay.
They're killers. They can win the game. Olise can also win the game. But as an ex-football player, I think Alexi and Thierry would agree. You played also football, so you would also agree.
Good.
That when he's in the game, he sees solutions that the other ones don't see.
Right.
And that's the split vision that
Love
not
it.
everybody has.
Love
That's,
it.
Only a genius have that. And Olise
Gentlemen.
is showing that.
For now, you'll be back later, but thank you very much. I'm a little bit upset still about this, Alexi. I don't know about you. Our thanks to Darren and to Owen. So, as Darren said, France will face Paraguay Saturday, July 4th, this coming Saturday in Philadelphia. Those two also met in the round of 16 at the 1998 World Cup. Thierry Henry and company, of course, prevailing thanks to that loss.
Sure, what I'm talking about, being aggressive inside the box. I think when Mbappe gets the ball on his feet and he's facing the defender and he's inside the box, it's impossible to touch him here because he's so quick. And that is being aggressive for me. Determined aggressivity, and then the quality of the way he scored the goal with his inside right foot was just unbelievable. And that is being determined and being aggressive. And it was a really good goal from Mbappe.
And when, Ian, you're a striker in form, everything happens instinctively and quickly, doesn't it? You almost don't have to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, obviously we saw he's up against a forward, but I think even if he's up against a defender, he's going to try and show him in the left-hand side. He's so quick. I'm not sure how you do that, but at the same time, it's once he's done the step over, it's the 1-2 touch that's just too quick, because we're talking about a real condensed space what he's working in, and he's moving at such a pace, and it's all in control. It's beautiful to watch, Poogs. It's beautiful.
When football's played at its best, it looks a simple game, doesn't it? Because you pass and move and you do it so quickly. The second goal, just simply brilliant and ruthless.
Absolutely ruthless, that's the right word. Honestly, you talk about being in pockets, but then you talk about driving forward, passing forward, running forward, and then just, I use the word devastation. It's very difficult to defend against these four. They're incredibly special, and it's emphatic. Everything they do is emphatic. It's, yeah, absolutely brilliant to watch. The best performance so far in the tournament. There's a long way to go, but you'd be looking at them now thinking, you'll let yourselves down if you don't win this. Yeah. Because they're so far ahead at the moment of where the other teams are in terms of level. 4 games to go before they get to the final, but look.
No, but like Patrick said it at the start, it will come down to their self-confidence, and if they self-destruct, which you can't see, they look too focused, but what's going to happen? Are people going to have to start trying to like man-on-man with Olise to stop him? You saw how easy...
But you couldn't, because then other people have more space, don't they? That's the problem.
So how do you stop it? It's going to come down, they can only stop themselves, but...
Sweden have got £250 million worth of strikers on the pitch today with Isak, Gyökeres and Elanga. And look, they've had moments, but they've almost not been anonymous in a game of the other 4 strikers that France have got, and that's a decent strike force that Sweden have.
And the third goal, did it remind you of somebody you played with? It certainly reminded Gary of somebody you played with, the way that Mbappe comes off the left and finishes it in this manner.
Yeah, I think that's just looked like a Thierry Henry finishing, and it looked like you have Dennis Bergkamp on the ball. He will run with the ball on the left-hand side, and he loved going from the left-hand side. But, you know, when he give the ball here from Olise, he keep running. And then here he find the players in behind, and it's just the connection between those two players, the quality and giving the ball at the right time from Olise here. And then you see here the first touch, he opened the angle, and then just a finish like Thierry.
He got it slightly wrong in the first half and was offside unnecessarily, wasn't he?
Just watch his movement, though. Just watch his movement. He just steps back on side and then bang, it's gone. Yeah. And honestly, it is world class, everything about it. And look, we've mentioned Olise, we've mentioned Dembele, we've mentioned Cherki, all these little players. He is a level above this guy. This is something absolutely.
So he's a level above those 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
I mean, noticeably a level above them.
And then this image here, by the way, this image now should sort of terrorise. Look at that, those 4.
That'll be on the front page of L'Equipe, won't it, in the morning, the French sports paper, won't it? Yeah. And poor old Doué could be in there, because he's damn good as well.
Yeah, and I think this is the options that the manager have because I think he went with Barcola today because he liked to run in behind so he can stretch the Swedish team. And you will play against a team who come to press you or a team who has a deep block. You're always going to find the solution because of the quality of the players.
I know it's late night at home. We're having a big French love-in here, aren't we? But it's impossible not to. Because actually, lots of people watching will love football anyway, but lots of people watch the World Cup and it's the only football they watch. Yeah. And you would say, watch this, whatever happens, watch this team. We can't say they're going to win.
I can't remember the last time.
But watch this team.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we watched the World Cup where a team is so dominant from the off.
Yes.
You know, I remember, Patrick, you said it from the start that you feel that they'll win it, and you watch the other teams that are involved, and no one's come anywhere near this level. You know, you look at Argentina with Messi, and obviously he's doing some great stuff with them, but as a team and the dominance of this French team, you do look at it and you think, how are you going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? It's going to be...
It's interesting watching the games, Ian. I was watching the Spanish game the other night with Juan Mata, and he started off quite relaxed, but then he got a little bit tense when he saw how they were playing. I'm a nervous wreck when I'm watching England play, just naturally because of the fact that I was watching Patrick in the first half, and we were literally saying that Sweden, we were winding him up saying Sweden are doing well, Gyökeres is doing well, and he went, just relax, this is a matter of time.
He had a big cigar on, he was absolutely fine.
This is at 0-0 when Sweden are getting half chances. He just sat there, he was so chilled around everything.
But we are talking about a really good generation here, and I believe that generation is as good, if not better, than the one in '98. Because even in '98, when we managed to win the World Cup, but we went through really difficult games. But this generation look like they are controlling the games. There's so much talent.
Patrick, I say this gently. England had a really good generation and it didn't quite happen. So just because you have a good generation doesn't mean it always wins, does it?
I don't know if we had anybody. I don't know if we had anybody at the helm like that.
Well, that's a different debate, isn't it? Who we had at the helm. But you know, but that brings its own pressure. You know how good this generation is. They know how good they are. That brings an awful lot of pressure that you feel like we got to win because if we don't, anything other than winning is failing. Oh, yeah. That's the truth, isn't it?
That is the truth. And we're talking about players who every day they plan to win the Champions League or a domestic league. And then you have a manager who's really experienced. He won everything.
Yes.
So I think all the ingredient is there for them not to lose this kind of connection they have.
They've also got, Mark, those memories of Qatar. We were there, stood at the end, when Kolo Muani goes through and time stands still. And France could already be World Cup winners and some of these players could have more medals around their neck. So they've got that real sort of impetus now to think we've got to put that right.
And Gary, and their manager, what their manager's been through, they want to send him off with something.
Of course they do.
You know, so there's so much in their favour. It's quite sickening.
It's absolutely. But as you're quite right, Mbappe wants to win 2 World Cups and the Golden Boot and beat Messi's record, and for it all to go along with the fact that he scored a hat-trick in the last World Cup final, they didn't even win it.
At 27,
and he's still 27.
You know, at 27, you know, you might probably looking at maybe Messi might be his last, but you're looking at Mbappe, he's probably got, and he could maybe play in another 2.
Exactly.
Patrick said about maybe the danger before the game is complacency or maybe getting overconfident. I genuinely don't see that. I think Mbappe's ego is such that he needs this so badly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be fantastic. That's what it means. Amazing win for Paraguay. There is an astonishing stat going around about Germany, Spain and Italy that none of them have won a knockout match since they respectively won their World Cups, which is absolutely... It's madness at this time of night to think about that, isn't it? Germany won in the American Hour in 2014. They haven't won a knockout match since then.
So would I take that? If that was, I'll take it for England.
If
we can win one and not win one again, I'll take it. You know?
But it says something, doesn't it, I think, about the level of competition now that we're talking about. We've just seen the most one-sided knockout game. The rest have been so close.
Yes.
These generations of players come around, Mark, and then when this generation retires, you usually have a dip. And that's what you see with these types of nations. I mean, the Spanish team of that sort of era was absolutely spectacular, similarly with the German team. So I think when you see them all retire, you always get a dip, and that's what we're witnessing.
I know the Italians can't even qualify, let alone get to a knockout stage. No, I think I mean, you're in disagreement. You're the 3 that count. You think it was a foul on the goalkeeper? I think you've been away from England a bit too long, Patrick, haven't you? If you think it was a foul?
But I believe it's a foul because when you look at here, the contact and he lost his balance when the players was around him. And I think this is a foul because if there is no contact from the German players here. He will be catching the header quite easily. So that contact make it as a foul for me.
Look, Mark, I don't think it's a foul at all, but when you speak to Christina, obviously, who's the expert for us, she's quite clear at the start of the tournament. They said any contact with the goalkeeper, it's going to be given as a foul, so it's almost become like a matter of fact. I don't like it.
So we should look at it through the prism of the Premier League way, in that sense.
Well, we're looking at it from a Premier League perspective. We don't think that's a foul.
No.
I don't think as an English sort of football fan, we like that being a foul. We think that basically goalkeepers should be stronger and they should be able to stand up to that type of stuff. However, in this tournament, it's been quite clear that if you make contact with the goalkeeper, they will give a foul. So,
Yeah, it was, I thought it was he impeded him. And plus, because Arsenal got one against West Ham, which he definitely got him. I'm not going to go too far on the other round. That's definitely a foul.
I knew we'd get to Arsenal at some point.
That's definitely a foul.
I think everybody understands that international competition is refereed a different way to anybody's domestic league. Obviously, we're talking about the Premier League. And that we don't mind, let's not go back to West Ham, we don't mind a certain amount of contact from a corner.
But saying that, Gal, I still feel that we got away with one with Ezri Konsa.
Oh, gosh,
massively.
Yeah.
That's a poor decision from them.
I don't like the international interpretation of handball, and I don't like the international interpretation of that. But actually, I have to say, in general, this World Cup has been refereed pretty well.
And actually, it doesn't detract from the fact that the German football is not at the level that we all expect it to be.
No.
And they would still expect to beat Paraguay.
Yes, I think they should win this game without going to the penalty shootout.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the first game, the second game, I don't think they were quite really convincing. And I'm not really surprised they're out of the competition because they didn't play really good football. I think there's a lack of talent, and this is one of the reasons why they're going home.
Now this takes a little bit of time to absorb, especially late at night. So we'll leave it up for a little bit. It's like one of those maths equations you can't really work out. But Paraguay and France top left, as you can see, playing in the next round. Canada and Morocco as well. Brazil and Norway top right. Mexico are about to play Ecuador, as you can see, and they would play the winner of England against DR Congo. So the fact that France on the left, you've got potentially Morocco, you've got potentially Portugal, you've obviously got potentially Spain. But you look at that side in and you think, wow.
Yeah.
There's no, if you are French, there is nobody on that side of the draw at the moment.
No.
Of course, Spain could find some form, Portugal could find some form, but at the moment,
but but France in this form.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they'd be more worried about playing against France than they would be about playing against Spain or Portugal. Like, you know, at the moment, of course, it's only on France, I think, now to get to the final. It's only if France have a total capitulation, which I can't see when you look at all the factors around them, for them to go on to win it. I can't see what's stopping them at the minute.
The only team I can see stopping France right now, just purely because it's because the mentality is Argentina, because of the nastiness and the horribleness and their experience. That's the only team I can see that have got that unity right now that I think could stand in front of France. Look, something may emerge. England, Spain, Portugal. We may see a step up, but let's hope so.
We could have back-to-back same finalists like we did in 86 and 90. France played Paraguay when Patrick won the World Cup in 1998. It was golden goal, the first ever golden goal. France got most things right. Their shirts were too big, but there we are.
Lucky.
And it's nodded out by Trezeguet, who we just saw in the crowd, to Laurent. What was Laurent Blanc doing up there?
It was a golden goal, and it was a moment where we needed really to score the goal because we didn't want it to go to penalties. And we saw the cross from Robert Pires, the header from David Trezeguet, and as a central back, Laurent Blanc with the good finish.
You might get the same sort of game, actually, won't you? Because they are, you know, and I mean this is a compliment, they are tough and hard to beat, Paraguay.
They are tough. It was a tough game, and I think that is the spirit and the mentality. It's a hard teams to play against. And we will expect them to be really streetwise a little bit and to defend really, really well.
Let's hear from Aurelien Tchouameni, the French midfielder. Here he is with Semra Hunter back at the ground.
Aurelien, congratulations first and foremost. A resounding victory, and you're through to the next round, of course.
Yeah, sure. It was a tough game, but we wanted to come here to win this game, and we did it. So we have to recover and get ready for the next one.
France are the top scorers in the tournament at the moment with 13 goals. You have one of the best defensive records as well, with just 2 conceded. Everybody's looking at you and thinking you're the most formidable, unstoppable team of the moment. Do you guys feel the same way? Is this something that you discuss amongst yourselves?
We know what we're able to do as a team, offensively and defensively, but quite frankly, we stay focused on what we have to do as a team. You know, we don't really pay attention to what's going on outside, and we just have to keep pushing and look forward. You know.
There was a really beautiful moment. I can only interpret this. You'll have to confirm it for me. After the first goal, the whole team going to hug Didier Deschamps after what he's been through with the loss of his mother, leaving and coming back today. Is that something that you had in mind today, playing for him?
Definitely. We know that the coach is going through a lot. You know, we're going to try to give everything to make him as happy as possible. And today, I think we did our job.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And best of luck. Bonne chance.
Well, the first thing to ask you is, did you have a good view of Michael Owen's goal?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was a really unbelievable moment, that. And, yeah, I think that we went up in that game, and then they scored with a brilliant free
What
kick.
a free kick
just
that
before
was.
half-time. And then, obviously, the second half, David got sent off. And then we hung on in there. Sol Campbell had a goal disallowed, similar to Tars for Germany, which was...
Were you not celebrating and the ref played on and suddenly...
It's mad, yeah. I mean,
you were like, please come back and help, they're attacking.
And then penalties did for us in the end, Gruler. But
I mean, actually, in all seriousness, it was England played really well that night, didn't they?
We did. We did play well. I mean, even with 10 men, we played really well and deserved to win. It wasn't a great Argentina team at the time, but we were unlucky not to go through. But that was the story of most of my tournaments with England. It's you lose on penalties, you just don't quite get over the line, and you end up being gutted.
28. Can you believe it's 28?
You see him laughing then, by the way, with his World Cup winners medal and his Euros.
You believe it's 28 years ago. A little bit earlier, the Côte d'Ivoire in Dallas won by 2 goals to 1. Sorry, they lost by 2 goals to 1 to Norway. Erling Haaland got a very late winner. But one striker to another. You talk about this, Ian, right? Because he thinks for a second he's messed this up, Haaland, doesn't he?
What's he doing right?
He's come off his heel. Obviously, he's really focusing on the ball coming into him. But like when you watch it from the other angle, they haven't shown.
We'll come back to it after the Norway.
Yeah, when you watch it from the other angle, it's just like he's trying to make sure that he gets everything over it so it goes in. He doesn't think he's got enough on it because he's got the defender and the goalie going back for it.
Fans of the tournament, Norway.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
They were doing it with Victor Hovland, the golfer, round the corner here by the tee. Look at that!
I love Erling Haaland's energy in this tournament. He's been brilliant. How he's been in this tournament, I like it.
They're playing Brazil next, and with him. And with Odegaard, who else are we talking about? Noosa as well. Oscar Bob at Fulham.
Yeah.
They've got a puncher's chance, haven't they? I mean, mainly because of Haaland.
Yeah, they have a chance. I think when you have Haaland in your team, you always believe that you can score goals. Even with Brazil, who is, for me, the favourite to go to the next round. But with Haaland scoring goals with a lot of confidence, I think when you look at the picture at the end, he looked completely relaxed. And they have a chance. They have a chance.
It's great to see those pictures, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because Norway haven't been in a World Cup since 1998. Yeah. So to be here and have the fans do that and have a man like that,
it's brilliant. It's like
figure.
Was it Iceland? It's the Thunder Club.
It's the latest Scandinavian thing, isn't it?
It's brilliant when you see the team and the crowd, the whole country, you go back all together in it. All together, it feels really good.
Gary doesn't like the Icelandic thunderclap.
I loved it. That's brilliant. Well, I can't imagine Gary watching it.
What about Norway with those players against Brazil?
I think Norway have got a chance because what I think sometimes happens in tournaments, you set yourself an imaginary target before the tournament starts of where we need to get to. I think Norway have just got there. Yeah. I think they'll have thought, right, if we can get to the last 16, that would be par. Yeah. So we can be free now. We can be so relaxed. We're not going to get criticised. Our manager's not going to get sacked. Yeah. You think about Germany yesterday, you think about Holland, and you think about these countries, Uruguay. Their managers are probably getting sacked or they're stepping down. You know, obviously Steve Clark. So once you get past a certain level, it becomes more free. Now, not for the likes of France or England or Spain yet, but for Norway, they will just think of this as a free hit.
That's absolutely right. I mean, Ronald Koeman has stepped down, Steve Clark has, Bielsa's going to go from Uruguay, absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. Bien joué, France. Well done, Patrick.
Merci.